The 117th Congress will be officially sworn in on Capitol Hill today. Before voting for its new leadership, it leaves Nancy Pelosi's fate as House Speaker on the line as Democrats' thin majority threatens her reelection. Before switching parties, my next guest, then Democrat Congressman Jeff Van Drew, voted against Nancy Pelosi's bid for the speakership. He joins me now to discuss. Congressman, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. So 2 years ago, you were a Democrat. You voted against Speaker Pelosi in her bid for the speakership. Why?
For the reasons that turned out to be absolutely accurate. I was worried that she wouldn't have the ability to bring people together to show that strength of leadership and work with Republicans. I felt that she was going to focus on issues that weren't the main issues of the day, which is what happened. We got involved in impeachment. We got involved in hearing after hearing after hearing. We were involved with bills that we knew were never going to go anywhere, instead of really trying to work with the Senate, work with the Republicans, put everybody together and see what we really could accomplish. Congress is about getting a work product done, just like anything else in life is. And that work product, it was not really done. And we even, when it comes to the simple, the Corona bill that we did, the, COVID relief bill, it took so long to get a bill done that we weren't really even totally satisfied with. And then it got jammed together with another bill that many people didn't like in an omnibus. And at the end of the day, almost everybody was unhappy. This is not leadership. This is not what we need. This is even more than Republicans and Democrats. This is about forging forward to do the work of the American people, and she's not getting it done. And, I hope we do something better and something different, and that's going to be to a great degree up to Republicans and Democrats, but certainly the Democrats have the majority, although it's much, much thinner. And it is going to be interesting because some of the folks who were not in support of her before, some of them are still here. So how this is all going to pan out, I don't know. I'm sure she's thought about it. I'm sure she's worked on it. And I'm knowing her, I'm sure she has a plan.
Yeah, several Democrats have come out and already said they will not support her. She's been in this position before, though, where, people have said, she's facing a lot of resistance, and she ekes out the win. So what do you suspect will happen, A? And B, what do you think her speakership will look like, given that she has so much resistance from Republicans, from moderate Democrats, and now from that hard left wing of the Democrat Party that expects her to bring about substantial change?
Well, she's going to have to work with people more. She's going to have to keep her word. Last time she said she was going to be moderate. She would work with the moderates. You saw that obviously, she didn't. She said there absolutely would not be impeachment. You saw that there was. She said there absolutely would not be, just a series after series after series of investigation, that we'd really get down to doing work. I want to work. I want to get things done. So does most of Congress. Let's do it. Let's work together. Let's get things done. There are some areas where we can agree. There were some areas where President Trump was willing to do more and willing to help out, and it just didn't happen. So I don't know what's going to happen here. This is close. I don't know if there's a Democratic plan. They're not going to share that with me. If I had to bet money on it, I somehow think she'll squeak it out again. But she's going to have a heck of a speakership, because you really pointed out something good. We have a stronger group now on the Republican side who want to see moderation and some more conservative values. And they're going to push. And they've got some room to do it now because the numbers are very close. Yet you have people, the new leadership in the Democratic Party, where the Democratic Party is going is more of a socialist vein, more of a left-wing vein, and certainly more progressive. So she's going to have a tough time balancing all that.
Yeah, there's this force the vote challenge that has come her way. It's definitely going to be a challenge for her. Even if she gets the speakership, she'll have to figure out how exactly she's going to do that job and somehow try to make everyone happy, which we all know is impossible. Congressman Jeff Van Drew, thank you so much for joining us today and for your insight.
Great to be with you.